You finally sit down. Nothing urgent, no deadlines, no one asking for you. And yet your chest feels tight. Your mind starts whispering. You should be doing something. Even rest feels wrong. Why does your body react to relaxation like it's a threat? You tell yourself you'll rest after this task, then after the next one, then after the next week, but when the moment finally comes, when you close your laptop or lie down during the day, you don't feel peace. You feel guilt. It's a low hum of anxiety, like you're falling behind in a race no one officially announced. You scroll your phone. You check messages. You look for something small to fix because stillness feels exposed. This pattern slowly shapes your identity. You become the responsible one, the productive one, the reliable one, and somewhere along the way, rest starts to feel like betrayal, not just of your goals, but of who you are. You might even judge people who relax easily or secretly envy them. But when you try to join them, your mind won't let you. You feel lazy, undisciplined, behind. The strange part is this. You are exhausted, and still you don't stop. That contradiction matters. Because this isn't about time management. It's about conditioning. And the conditioning started long before you noticed it. You are not broken. You are not addicted to stress. Your nervous system learned something very specific. Safety equals productivity. Rest equals risk. At some point in your life, being useful made you feel secure. Maybe praise came when you achieved. Maybe attention came when you performed. Maybe tension eased when you took responsibility. Your brain recorded that pattern. It wasn't recorded as a thought. It was recorded as survival. And survival patterns don't disappear just because circumstances change. They stay automatic until you try to sit still. When you slow down, your brain activates two powerful systems, the reward system and the threat detection system. Productivity triggers dopamine, which signals progress and movement. Dopamine isn't just pleasure. It's motivation. It tells your brain this action moves you forward. Over time, your brain links productivity with safety and approval. But when you stop moving, dopamine drops. And the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, becomes more active. Not because rest is dangerous, but because your brain interprets stillness as loss of progress. The brain is wired for loss aversion. It reacts more strongly to losing something than gaining something new. So rest feels like losing time, losing momentum, losing status, even if nothing real is happening. Think of your nervous system like a smoke alarm. It was trained to detect fire. But over time, it became sensitive to steam. Now every time you relax, it goes off. There's another layer, identity. Your brain builds identity through repetition. I am productive. I am useful. I earn my place. That story becomes part of who you are.
And the brain protects identity almost as strongly as survival. So when you rest, it doesn't just see inactivity. It sees a threat to the story of who you believe you are. There's one more mechanism. When you slow down, suppressed emotions rise. Stress you never processed. Doubt you never named. Busyness acts like noise-canceling headphones. When you remove the noise, you hear everything. So your brain pushes you back into motion, because motion is easier than feeling. And now the pattern makes sense, but understanding. It doesn't automatically change it. The shift begins when you redefine rest. Instead of labeling it as doing nothing, you see it as recovery that increases future capacity. The brain responds to meaning. When rest is framed as strategic recovery, the prefrontal cortex interprets it as aligned with long-term goals. That reduces threat activation. Language changes neural interpretation. Next, schedule rest like a task. The brain experiences ambiguity as threat. Unplanned rest feels irresponsible. Planned rest feels intentional. When it's on your calendar, you're not abandoning work. You're following structure. Structure calms anxiety because it reduces uncertainty. Then practice micro-exposure to stillness. Start with 5 minutes of intentional quiet. No distraction, just sit. This works like exposure therapy. You teach your amygdala that stillness does not equal danger. Repeated safe exposure lowers the alarm response over time. At first, your body feels restless. Your mind searches for something to do. You stay anyway. Gradually, the intensity softens. Your nervous system recalibrates. Separate your worth from output. Write one sentence daily that affirms value without achievement. Self-worth tied only to productivity creates chronic stress. When you reinforce intrinsic worth, the brain no longer has to defend identity through constant action. Identity shifts through repetition. Finally, notice what busyness was hiding. When you slow down, write the thoughts that surface. Do not solve them, just name them. This activates the prefrontal cortex and reduces amygdala intensity. It's called affect labeling. The brain calms when experience is organized into language. When you name the fear, I'm scared I'm behind, it becomes something you can observe. instead of something that controls you. Think of your nervous system as a guard dog. For years, it protected you by keeping you moving. It believed motion meant survival. The dog isn't broken, it's loyal. It just hasn't learned that the environment changed. Rest is not abandonment, it's maintenance. Each time you choose intentional stillness, you retrain that guard dog. You prove there is no fire. The barking softens. Rest stops feeling like falling behind. It starts feeling like returning to yourself. The alarm quiets not because you forced it, but because you showed it safety. You don't struggle to relax because you're weak. You struggle because your brain learned that stillness was unsafe. And every time you stay still long enough without running, you teach it a new truth. You are allowed to exist even when you are not producing.